45 minutes left. Archangel Michael strictly warn you. Stop it. You will hurt God if you still ignore him right now. You have 10 seconds to open this video. Open it quickly. Archangel Michael says, every second now breathes like a drumbeat, because a decree hath been set in motion, and your name is written in luminous fire. The clock turns with a stern mercy, and I am permitted to speak into your life with absolute clarity. Open your heart and receive what hath been reserved for you since before your first sunrise. The message arrives like the strike of a bell across the rooftop of your mind. It does not ask for space, because it is already yours by right. It stands at your door with a royal seal and a hand that will not tremble. 4 to 5 minutes remain, and they evaporate like mist sliding from warm stone. Each minute holds a bundle of choices waiting to be unwrapped. Each choice plants a flag on the soil of your future. Heaven has watched the long corridors you walked with a quiet endurance that many did not see. Your kindness at midnight and your restraint at noon were counted and kept. Nothing you endured disappeared into the air without echo. This warning is sharp, because love is sharp when danger circles. A path opened beneath your feet, and it looks like the old road, but it is not. It bends toward a place that would drain your name of its meaning. You feel the pull of patterns that once felt safe but cost you a lifetime in small fees. You already paid more than enough to belong. Now you are called to step out, to step higher, to step whole. A plan designed by tired hands tries to place a lid over your horizon. It wants silence where you were meant to sing. It wants dimness where you were meant to blaze. The clock is a herald and not an enemy. Its hands point like arrows toward the door you must cross. Blaze shapes destiny, and surely a design shaped it. There is a room where your courage has been waiting for you to arrive. The room smells like cedar and fresh pages and iron cooling after the forge. This is where your next name is hammered and polished. You have resisted the urge to curse your own soil. That resistance becomes a bridge now. Walk it with a steady stride and a full heart. I speak about the people who held your laughter in closed fists. They could not crush it even when they forgot your humanity. Your laughter returns today as a messenger, light-footed and loyal. Do not answer the invitations that demand you shrink to be welcomed. You are not a folded map in someone else's glove box. You are the terrain itself, high and wide and alive. There is a story told about you in rooms you have never entered. It paints you smaller than your truth. That story loses its ink when you stand up, today. The next chapter begins without the old fear as its editor. Fear has no publishing rights anymore. You will author your daylight with deliberate lines. A figure in a doorway pretends to be your rescuer while keeping a tally on your breath. That figure has been unmasked and its ledger burns. The ash will not return to letters. This warning carries a promise wrapped in iron thread. The promise states that you will not be left to fight with bare hands. Armor long fitted to your spirit is lowered onto your shoulders now. The armor is not weight but clarity. Clarity is heavy when you first lift it, then it becomes a wind. You will move through confusion like a blade through cloth. 10 seconds are named as a gate that demands immediate crossing. 10 seconds can decide the language of an entire year. Open the video of your courage and step through the frame. If you are holding a memory that keeps your throat tight, let it rest in my hands. I will not break it or discard it. I will return it to you purified and gentle. Night left a mark on your back where no one could see it. Daylight arrives to read that mark and translate it into strength. You will not carry that ache in secret anymore. The voice that says you are too late lies with a practiced confidence. It speaks with borrowed authority that dissolves under truth. You are right on time for the transformation designed for you. There are letters stamped across your path in a language you thought you forgot. The letters rearrange into a sentence that makes your spirit stand tall. The sentence says that you are allowed to prosper loudly. Move the objects on your desk so that your hands remember ownership. Ownership reorganizes every story you enter. Where your touch lands, order follows. You will notice a friend whose eyes carry a soft storm. That friend has waited to confess their exhaustion. Your presence will be the shelter where they unclench their weather. When an offer arrives that sounds almost correct, hold it to the flame of peace. Peace will whistle if the offer is false. Peace will hum if the offer is true. You have been taught to apologize for the space your dreams take. Revoke that lesson with a quiet nod and a strong spine. Your dreams are tenants with paid rent. Someone tries to rush you into a bargain that smells like wet cardboard. Refuse the urgency that is not rooted in love. True urgency arrives with clean air and steady eyes. There is money assigned to you that refuses to be handled by the wrong hands. It circles until your stewardship stands ready. Stewardship opens its palm without trembling. Your name sits on a table beside a golden stamp. The stamp will not press until you agree to be seen. Agreement is a consent to be fully alive. I walk the halls of your memory with a sword that divides truth from performance. Truth stands and bows. Performance takes off its mask and leaves. Your boundaries are about to speak in complete sentences. They will not shout. They will state and stand and endure. A call arrives soon that changes the angle of your day. Listen for the note of relief hidden under the words. Your lungs will know when the air is right. You will see a sign on an ordinary street that winks at you with exactness. The sign will feel like a hand on your shoulder turning you gently. Turn, and you will find the simpler door. There is a table set with decisions that taste of iron and honey. Choose the ones that taste of long honesty. Leave the ones that taste of quick applause. You do not need to justify your healing to the spectators who profit from your delay. Healing is a homecoming without tickets. Enter freely and close the door softly. A message in your inbox holds both a trap and a treasure. Read slowly and answer slowly. The trap unlatches when patience leads. Your body remembers what safety feels like even if your calendar forgot. Return to that memory and breathe as if your ribs were made of sunrise. Your heartbeat will choose you again and again. Forgiveness opens a gate in the middle of a concrete wall. Walk through without announcing your journey to those who would paint over the opening. Your private peace is not public property. There is a habit that sits like dust on the window of your attention. Wipe it with one decisive motion. Light will surprise you with its simple loyalty. Your creativity has waited outside a locked studio with a bouquet of raw ideas. You hold the key. Turn it and welcome the flood with both hands. You will hear your own voice choosing calm over spectacle. The choice pierces through crowded noise like a clean bell. People will recognize the authority of peace when it speaks from you. A certain number kept repeating near your life like footsteps in the hall. The number only meant this: time is not your enemy when you are aligned. Alignment bends minutes into hours. You will recognize a counterfeit certainty by its brittle edges. Real certainty is quiet and flexible and rooted. Lean against what does not crack. Your gratitude is a warrior wearing soft shoes. It moves through rooms and reorders them without scaring the children. Gratitude is your stealth victory. The season for explaining yourself to those committed to misunderstanding you ends today. You can spend that energy making, building, or resting. Choose any of the three and heaven will applaud. Do not confuse familiar discomfort with destiny. Destiny does not require you to bleed daily to qualify. Destiny asks for attention, not self-erasure. A promise that was delayed by human fear is being rerouted. It will not pass you by again. Stand where your integrity places you and watch it arrive. You have the right to outgrow narratives that once kept you company. Thank them and place them on the shelf. Walk into bolder language wearing your real height. You will feel a clean sorrow rise and then leave like a tide that has finally learned the shoreline. Let it leave. Sorrow accomplished its work, and joy requires the seat now. Silence will prove to be a sanctuary rather than a cage when you choose it rather than absorb it. Choose it as a practice, not a punishment. In that silence, design emerges. A hand will extend with an old apology shaped like a new favor. Accept only if your peace nods. No external pressure may negotiate with your interior yes. Your generosity grows stronger when it meets wise limits. Wise limits are not fences but gardens with gates. Open them on purpose and close them with care. Old shame expects an invitation to tonight's table. Cancel that invitation without sending a replacement. The chairs belong to courage, rest, and long focus. You will hold a simple object and understand its symbolism immediately. That understanding will fold a year of confusion into a single hour of relief. Keep the object where morning can see it. A path opens where asphalt ends and quiet begins. Your feet will not stumble there. The ground knows your weight and blesses it. There is someone who wants to define you by your hardest day. They do not have the contract for your definition. The author of your days signs in a different ink. Your imagination is not an escape hatch. It is a foundry. Enter it as a craftsperson. Leave it carrying work that carries you. You will notice that what once triggered panic now triggers planning. Planning is calm in action. Calm in action reshapes outcomes without fanfare. Your household will feel the shift first. Air will move differently across the rooms. Windows will seem taller because your sight is taller. Practice a gentleness that refuses to negotiate with cruelty. Gentleness is not the opposite of strength. It is strength with clean hands. When you meet the echo of your old self, greet them with compassion and keep walking. Echoes cannot hold you. They only prove that you spoke. There is a gate in your schedule labeled later that secretly means never. Rename it to today or remove it. Your future belongs when you do. You will stand at a threshold where you once froze. This time your legs understand. They will go forward without extracting guarantees from the wind. The narrative of scarcity will shout when abundance knocks. Let abundance in and scarcity will lose its breath. You are not a museum for old fears. A well-meaning voice will advise you to dim because time is short. Shine because time is short. Shine because time is holy. You were not designed to negotiate your worth with chaos. Chaos is loud because it is empty. Value is calm because it is full. Look for the ally who speaks from devotion and not from convenience. Devotion arrives on ordinary days with rolled-up sleeves. Convenience performs only under lighting. The gift you were certain you lost sits in the last place you rested. It never left the radius of your purpose. You will pick it up as if it were warm. Your prayer has matured into a strategy. Strategy walks with you into rooms where you once felt disqualified. Watch doors learn your name. There is a threshold you feared would close. It stays open long enough for obedience to cross it. Cross it with one decisive step. You will detect beauty where you were trained to hurry. Slow eyes become wise eyes. Wisdom is a lantern you can carry without fatigue. A stranger's kindness will cut through the cynicism that grew like ivy on your fence. Let the ivy be trimmed. Fences look better when they breathe. Do not borrow outcomes from tomorrow. Borrow courage from the eternal present. Outcomes follow courage like a loyal shadow. Your story refuses to be reduced to a single mistake. A reduction shrivels under the light of your becoming. Becoming is the plot. Choose companions who clap when you rest, not only when you perform. Your applause heals muscle memory. You will learn to recover without guilt. There is news with your name traveling through the systems of the earth. It cannot be intercepted by jealousy. It cannot be delayed by incompetence. You will build with the lumber of boundaries and the nails of honesty. The roof will be made of laughter that does not leak. Rain will teach you rhythm rather than fear. When you remember the season you thought would bury you, bow to the resilience that carried you. That resilience now becomes your signature. It appears in your handwriting and your decisions. You will be trusted with a secret that asks for humility and courage. Carry it like a lantern under your coat. Use it to guide and not to wound. Truth will feel like cool water on a fevered mind. You will drink without permission slips. Your thirst will not shame you. Release the performance of certainty when wonder would serve better. Wonder keeps the door open for miracles to find you at home. Certainty tends to bolt the door and watch the street. The architecture of your life bends toward justice when you refuse shortcuts. Shortcuts take more than they save. Take the long integrity and you will arrive whole. When comparison tries to sell you its cheap mirrors, return them unopened. Your face has its own weather. Your weather grows gardens in its season. You will gather the fragments of your courage from places you thought you had forgotten. Fragments become a mosaic more beautiful than a single tile. The mosaic is your new banner. The threat that tried to dress as destiny will lose its costume. You will see its smallness and walk past it. Past it waits the next lesson wrapped as a gift. Honor the mentors who taught you to stand without leaning on applause. Your names are written in the annex of your gratitude. That annex is a temple of quiet thanks. Take inventory of your yes and your no. Spend them like currency with a budget. Riches arrive when your answers align with your assignment. Notice the morning light on your table and call it provision. Provision sometimes looks like clarity more than coin. Clarity spends well in every market. Anxiety knocks and pretends to be urgency. Urgency founded in love feels clean. Anxiety feels sticky. Step away and wash. A letter of release sits under your signature. You will sign it today. The door it opens will swing without squeaking. Refuse the myth that you must be tired to be legitimate. Ease is not laziness. Ease is mastery, learning to breathe. Shake hands with patience like it is an old friend. Patience remembers corridors that shortcuts cannot navigate. Patience escorts you to the precise room. There will be a meeting where your voice once trembled. This time the room will adjust to you. Chairs will scrape back for your presence. Hold a candle for the part of you that survived on crumbs. Feed it real bread now. Watch it become a host rather than a beggar. The next yes you give will be to a path that respects your nervous system. The path will not shout at you. It will hum and guide and hold. A decision you feared will turn out to be a relief disguised as risk. Relief deserves a celebration even when it arrives quietly. Celebrate with clean floors and open windows. Your memory will stop rehearsing arguments it will never have to deliver. Energy will be refunded. You will spend it on making instead of defending. Stand under the quiet rain of restoration. Restoration does not apologize for arriving late. Restoration arrives precisely when you can carry it. A new mentor will appear through an unexpected medium. Listen with your whole attention. Your sentence will become a staircase. You will forgive yourself for not knowing what you know now. That forgiveness will loosen a knot at the base of your skull. Breath will become a trusted friend again. You will see a door painted a color that reminds you of a childhood sweater. Behind it is a practice that makes you sharper and softer simultaneously. Walk through and begin. When you organize a drawer, your mind will taste order and want more. Order will travel into your calendar and your finances. Nothing dramatic, just steadiness that compounds. Your eyes will find small beauties like coins on the sidewalk. Collect them without explaining why. Beauty is a currency in the economy of resilience. A former rival will greet you with respect that surprises both of you. Receive it without suspicion. Respect does not erase history, but it edits the future. You will return a borrowed thing with care and promptness. The universe nods at such small honor. Small honor grows into trustworthy reputation. There is a message you wrote to yourself during a dark hour. Read it aloud in daylight. The words fit you better in the sun. A project that stalled will start on a new gear. You will not push, you will align. Alignment turns grinding into gliding. You will stop trying to make a home in conversations that lie to misunderstand. Let those rooms echo without you. Your silence, there's self-respect. The heavy stone you carried is also a cornerstone when placed down. Build on it instead of dragging it. The building will outlast the burden. You will ask your body what it needs and you will listen. You will answer in simple sentences. Simple sentences are sacred because they are clear. There is a field where your old name cannot follow. Step into that field with clean feet. The grass will recognize you by your stride. Make a list of what you are no longer available for. These are not punishments, they are permissions. Permission creates oxygen. You will notice a kindness you gave months ago returning with interest. Rarely does love return empty-handed. It comes back carrying harvest baskets. The person who tried to write the ending of your story without you will learn they have no ink for that page. They will step back and you will step forward. Step forward with a steady joy. The night messenger arrives with new coordinates. They lead you to a window that faces a shore. The tide says welcome in a language your bones understand. 10 seconds again appear, not as panic but as passage. You stride through them, shoulders relaxed and gaze level. On the other side waits your appointed calm. A small bell inside your ribcage will ring when you are near the right people. Trust that bell. It learned its tone from surviving. You will become fluent in the language of rest. Rest says enough with authority. Rest says possible with softness. Your future self sends you this note across the hours. They say they are proud of you for not performing collapse. They say the ground held and so did you. The door marked private in your heart opens to reveal a simple altar of devotion. On it sits a candle labeled purpose and a bowl labeled joy. Both belong to you, and neither can be taxed by darkness. A rumor about you will fail to attach because your integrity is waterproof. Let the rain fall. Your name will not smear. Today you will give away one thing that no longer belongs to your growth. It will feel like a small ceremony without an audience. The sky will be enough witness. You will learn to celebrate the middle of journeys and not only their finish lines. Celebration mid-course feeds stamina. Stamina quietly bakes victory. A former version of you used to mistake noise for significance. You now sense the deep river beneath the surface. You will drink there and walk on. Your kindness will not be weaponized against you when wisdom stands beside it. Tear them like twins. They protect each other well. Now the warning arrives in its final clarity. Do not delay your obedience because comfort is persuasive. Move while the door is held open by grace. The last 15 minutes of this hour carry the heaviest opportunities. They are not burdens. They are birthings. Breathe and bear them with dignity. You will exit rooms that required you to be less in order to be loved. The leaving will be tender and conclusive. The next rooms will enlarge your capacity for joy. Consider how your attention heals what it rests upon. Rest it on what deserves survival. Watch waste wither without drama. You will share what you learned with someone who has your old fear in their eyes. Your words will be bread in their hands. Their gratitude will travel back to you as music. No more shrinking to fit stale molds presented as tradition. Tradition without love is a cage made of decorated bars. You were made to design keys. The map of your life redraws around truth like metal filings around a magnet. Lines straighten and valleys find their rivers. You will feel alignment as a physical relief. When you bless your past without inviting it to lead, it becomes a teacher and not a tyrant. Class will be brief. Graduation will be quiet and real. The quiet person in your circle who always noticed the details will bring you a sentence that unlocks a week. Honor them with a warm yes. Doors open swiftly when gratitude walks first. Your home will feel lighter when you remove the objects that lied about who you were. Give them new addresses far from your daily sight. Space invites possibility. Your courage will become a habit rather than a performance. Habits require less fuel than performances. That is why you will go farther with less strain. All the while the minutes keep their sacred rhythm. They do not threaten. They remind. The reminder is simple and strong and timely. Open the thing you feared to open because you believed it would change you beyond recognition. It will change you into your recognition. You will recognize yourself at last. Your hands will stop bracing for impact and start preparing for impactfulness. Impactfulness is not loud. It is lasting. Lasting is better than loud. A blessing waits at the edge of your obedience. Step and it steps. Stop and it waits without condemnation but with insistence. The message is complete and still it keeps unfolding like light through a lattice. Take it with you into mundane errands and extraordinary meetings. Let it hum under your breath and warm your palms. I place a guard at your threshold not to keep you in but to keep theft out. Theft cannot enter where value is guarded by love. Love stands armed and gentle. Your lungs carry this decree now. Inhale it like certainty and exhale it like relief. The exchange will heal more than oxygen can reach. Move with the simplicity of someone who knows where they are going. You are going toward wholeness. You are going toward the life that recognizes your real name. The final minute of this message bows to the first minute of your action. Action will not be frantic. Action will be focused, rhythmic, and wise. Walk forward and do not apologize for existing at full volume. Full volume does not mean noise. It means essence without edit. The world you serve needs your unmuted essence. Your heart now knows that this warning is a wing and not a weight. Let it lift you. Lift and keep lifting until ground and sky agree. Carry this instruction into the next hour like a lantern with a steady flame. Guard your peace as wealth and your boundaries as gates. You will not be late to yourself. Place your attention where it multiplies instead of drains. Place your feet where the soil returns strength. Place your words where they build rather than bruise. The corridor in front of you brightens one step at a time. Each step lights the next. This is how trustworthy paths behave. You will sleep an honest sleep and wake with clear eyes. Clear eyes become clear days. Clear days join to make a clear life. Now seal this moment with a simple vow to move in the direction of truth. The vow can be quiet and private. The vow can be as short as yes. You are not alone in this hour. Help surrounds you like a canopy. Walk with the assurance of the guarded. The sternness of this message exists because of the tenderness that holds you. You are held by a love that does not flinch in storms. You are held by a wisdom that does not run out. 4 to 5 minutes were given, and you honored them with attention. Attention became understanding. Understanding becomes movement. Go now and do the next faithful thing. Do it with a brave heart and a level gaze. Do it in the presence of the one who called you. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $20. Archangel Michael says, "The river of instruction continues because your hour keeps unfolding like a banner in the wind. Your willingness has opened corridors that stayed locked for seasons. The next portion is crafted to carry you from intention into embodied change. Keep the door of your focus closed to intruders that arrive with gossip dressed as concern. Concern without responsibility is a mask that slides when the truth steps closer. You are under a canopy that honors only what builds and heals. Today's light favors small, faithful movements executed repeatedly. The glamour of dramatic gestures fades quickly. The grace of steady practice engraves new futures quietly and permanently. Gather your scattered strengths into one room and name them aloud. Naming restores dignity to forgotten gifts. Dignity returns energy to their use. Set a boundary with the impulse to fix what does not belong to your assignment. Misapplied compassion becomes exhaustion. Rightly applied compassion becomes strategy that lasts. Your sleep is becoming a sanctuary rather than an escape. Your dreams will carry instruction written in ordinary images. Keep something to write on near your pillow and greet the notes like messengers. There is a sentence you repeat under stress that shrinks you. Retire that sentence the way a lighthouse retires a burned-out bulb. Install a new line that tells the truth about your capacity. The next room you enter will test your steadiness more than your brilliance. Steadiness is the currency that opens vaults of trust. Trust pulls future favor into present time. You will notice the taste of clean decisions because regret will not linger afterward. Clean decisions smell like rain leaving the air washed. Regret smells like smoke that clings to fabric long after the fire. A letter of recognition is forming in a mind that once doubted you. It travels toward you with growing respect. Receive it with humility and a grounded spine. The past tried to lease your attention with stories of scarcity. The lease expires today without renewal. Ownership returns to your hands with keys and clear terms. You will practice saying no in tones that are gentle and final. Gentle and final can coexist without apology. The world adjusts faster than you imagine. Return something that does not belong to you emotionally. Place it down where responsibility actually rests. Walking unburdened is not abandonment of love. It is alignment with truth. The old pressure to earn your worth dissolves as the real understanding settles. Worth is established at origin and expressed in motion. Expression is your cooperation with that original decree. Keep a promise to yourself before the day closes. Self-trust grows each time you do so. Self-trust becomes a wind at your back in crowded corridors. Remove the performance of urgency from your moorings. Replace it with a focused ritual that honors your nervous system. Rituals teach days how to behave. A collaboration is forming that respects your time and amplifies your voice. You will recognize it by the absence of manipulation. Step into it with eyes open and shoulders relaxed. You are leaving behind the myth that suffering must be constant to be meaningful. Meaning expands in rest and joy without losing depth. You are allowed to smile while you heal. There is a simple sentence that will unlock a negotiation. The sentence is brief and kind and immovable. It aligns the conversation with fairness that does not wobble. You will notice how your body becomes an accurate instrument when you treat it like a trusted partner. Fuel, rest, and movement become forms of listening. Listening becomes leadership from the inside out. A small decision about your workspace will multiply productivity. Light, order, and a single clear list are enough. Enough is powerful when you let it be enough. Your attention is a seed thrower in every room you enter. Choose what you scatter. Choose what you water afterward. A reconciliation long delayed will arrive like warm rain. Neither party will be asked to erase history. Both will be invited to write the next page with clean ink. You will decline an opportunity that flatters but does not fit. The relief that follows proves your discernment. Space created by no makes room for the right yes. Pour kindness on the part of you that learns survival through pleasing others. That part gained you time and access when you had neither. No leadership replaces survival and truth replaces pleasing. A clear budget becomes a devotional practice this month. The numbers stop shouting when given a seat and a pencil. Calm math is a friend of destiny. You will re-enter a skill you set aside and find it waiting like a faithful dog by the door. It remembers your scent and your command. It walks beside your new focus with surprising loyalty. The corridor ahead includes a necessary solitude. Solitude restores the edges of your thinking. Restored edges cut cleanly through noise. Gratitude will be your tool for converting ordinary hours into golden ones. Golden hours do not shout. They accumulate. Accumulation becomes legacy when guided by purpose. You will learn a pace that keeps your soul unbruised. That pace is not slow by default. It is accurate. Accuracy outruns hurry in every meaningful race. A habit of over-explaining will retire with honors. Respect replaces explanation. Respect communicates enough without draining your reserves. Your creativity deserves a reliable schedule rather than sporadic rescue missions. Reliability invites muses to arrive on time. Inspiration loves a well-set table. The conversation you most dread becomes painless when you choose clarity over choreography. Clarity stands up without costumes. Choreography tires everyone involved. You will treat rest days as part of the work rather than interruptions to it. Integration requires breathing room. Breathing room feeds up it with clean oxygen. The part of you that feared being seen is learning the safety of healthy visibility. Visibility birthed from purpose does not expose, it invites. Invitations only open to those who are their own vessels. You are no longer for sale to cycles that treat you like replaceable scenery. You are a main character in your own covenant with purpose. Main characters choose scripts that respect their voice. Hold your tenderness like a lit candle cupped from the wind. It lights the work with a glow that formality cannot simulate. People trust what is lit by tenderness. A promise you made to the child version of you rises for review. Keep it if it still serves your becoming. Retire it if it was born in fear rather than love. The way you speak about your day will steer it. Speak like a builder naming beams and joining corners. Join the corners with words that carry weight. Your home will echo with laughter that does not perform. Genuine sounds restore rooms faster than paint. Keep them frequent and unforced. You will see how time expands for the obedient heart. Obedience removes friction you used to call fate. Without that friction, minutes glide. A door you feared now recognizes your authority. It opens inward with a soft click. You step in as if you designed the hinges. Practice the elegance of finishing what you start. Completion creates quiet in the mind. That quiet houses fresh ideas. Choose mentors who live the fruit you seek, not just the vocabulary. Fruit speaks in outcomes and peace. Vocabulary without fruit collapses under weather. The record of your faithfulness becomes the resume that doors read. Doors swing for such resumes. They recognize signatures written in steady ink. You are approaching a point where external validation loses bargaining power. Internal alignment negotiates better deals. Better deals presuppose self-respect. Remove the dramatic soundtrack from ordinary chores. Let silence prove that presence is powerful. Presence repairs what hurry fractures. The way you care for tools, clothes, and spaces teaches destiny how you will treat greater things. Care invites increase. Neglect invites delays. A quiet bravery is rewiring your reflexes. Reflexes that once defaulted to fear now default to inquiry, then to action. Action taken from peace performs miracles that panic cannot. You will keep one promise to the earth by planting something living. Watching growth will mirror your own. Mirroring stabilizes belief. The invitation you extend to joy today will not be rescinded by tomorrow's weather. Joy can share the room with honest sorrow without dissolving. This skill is maturity in motion. You will craft a sentence that becomes your North Star for the quarter. Place it where your eyes fall often. Repetition trains direction. There's a bookshelf that wants rearranging. The act will untangle thoughts you didn't know were knotted. Order in small spaces begets clarity in large ones. You will distinguish between loyalty and obedience to dysfunction. Loyalty remains noble. Obedience to dysfunction ends now. The ending frees both parties from roles they outgrew. Your breath will anchor you during conversations designed to rush you. Anchored breathing turns tides inside the body. Tides obey anchors more than voices. A bridge to a new community is nearly complete. The final boards are being set by hands you have yet to meet. Walk across with hospitality and boundaries held together. You are choosing a legacy of quiet strength. Quiet strength travels farther than noise. Farther is the aim because your impact is generational. The moment you believe you belong, space clears ahead as if intelligence were arranging furniture. Intelligence loves aligned people. Alignment is a magnet for resources. You will refuse the costume of martyrdom when wisdom asks you to rest. Martyrdom makes promises it cannot keep. Wisdom keeps every covenant it signs. Your schedule will hold 1 hour each week for nothing in particular. In that hour, creativity will find you sitting by an open window. The visit will refuel your month. You are learning the art of releasing outcomes while holding standards. Standards guard the gate. Outcomes roam like deer. The meadow is healthier when both are honored. A call will deliver an answer you waited on for years. The answer will sound like water over stones. The shape of your face will soften as tension evaporates. Celebrate the chapter you are closing without cursing it. It taught you languages and limits. Languages remain. Limits become ladders. Choose food that knows your name. Your body will answer with focus and kindness. Focus and kindness multiply work that matters. Let friendship be a place where truth and celebration take turns without competition. The balance feeds courage. Courage keeps friendship warm through winter. You will wear your history like a well-tailored coat that fits but does not restrict. Fashioned properly, it keeps you warm without weighing you down. You remove it when the room is safe. Unlearn the reflex to apologize for being intense about what matters to you. Intensities are rivers that power mills. Mills feed cities when guided. Your presence will begin to quiet chaotic rooms simply by entering. This is not performance. It is alignment radiating. Alignment hums louder than agitation. Refuse to narrate your life with borrowed cynicism. Write with an ink called hope mixed with realism. Pages written so do not tear easily. A mentor's sentence will save you 6 months of detours. You will hear it at the right time because your listening has matured. Maturity always shortens a necessary road. Nurture the part of you that still appreciates tiny delights. Tiny delights keep the heart elastic. Elastic hearts can carry big assignments without tearing. The person who thought they could delay your harvest forgot the one law that matters. The sower harvests in season if they do not surrender. You have not surrendered, and the field knows your name. Your authority over your own narrative is being restored. With that authority comes responsibility to tell it straight. Straight stories lay strong tracks for others to follow. Choose a habit to retire with gratitude rather than shame. Thank you for what it guarded. Release it for what it costs now. There will be a day soon when your joy is quiet and undeniable. It will not need proof. It will sit in your chest like a satisfied sunrise. The fear that your best moments are behind you dissolves under examination. Best becomes different rather than smaller. Different introduces you to horizons you could not see from back then. You will plan a week that respects your rhythms rather than punishes them. Respect builds consistency. Consistency builds momentum without upheaval. A phrase from childhood will return, reshaped into empowerment. It once limited, now it liberates. Symbols redeemed become anchors instead of chains. You will find a pace of kindness that does not let others trespass. This pace leaves your gates open to those who honor the garden. Trespassers discover only fences where they expected shortcuts. Your work will begin to carry the scent of integrity that cannot be faked. People will feel safer around it. Safety invites deep collaboration. Practice ending meetings on time and with clarity. Time respects those who respect it. Clarity avoids ghosts that steal hours later. A long-standing confusion about your calling untangles when you follow curiosity with discipline. Curiosity gathers material. Discipline gives it shape. Shape invites opportunity to knock. You will extend mercy to yourself for seasons you survived rather than thrived. Survival built muscles you now lend to thriving. Mercy oils the hinges of progress. Place 3 small stones of gratitude in your pocket as a ritual. Touch them throughout the day to recalibrate. Calibration prevents drift into old weather. A playful spirit returns to your craft. Play attracts ideas that work. Work done with play endures with joy. You are learning the choreography of saying less while meaning more. Silence backs your words with credibility. Credibility moves mountains with a whisper. An invitation coded as urgency will try to bypass your wisdom. Wisdom smiles and checks the calendar. The answer is no without guilt. The way you hold your head when you walk into rooms is changing. Chin level, eyes soft, heart forward. Rooms rearrange their respect accordingly. You will observe how your preparation meets your moment. Moments prefer prepared people. Preparation is love for your future self. There is a list of people you need to thank. Write it and move through it with sincerity. Sincerity repairs invisible threads. A celebration is coming that feels both overdue and perfectly timed. You will stand there with quiet gratitude and a steady grin. The scene will become a photograph in your memory that does not fade. Your final movement today is simple. Choose one faithful action and complete it without spectacle. Completion sends a signal that the hour has been honored. And when you are ready to close this chapter of the message, hold the earlier seal gently and keep it as given, since it was placed once by instruction and does not ask to be repeated. The script remains open to your living, where the true ending is written by your daily courage. Continue forward with the same focused heart that brought you to this line. Archangel Michael says, "The current still holds and the river keeps moving with quiet authority." You answered with attention, and attention unlocked another hallway of guidance. Walk with me as the minutes learn your name. Your routine becomes a lighthouse that does not shout. It simply shines in the same place with reliable brightness. Chips change course because of this kind of consistency. A gentle order will enter your mornings like a friend who knows where the cups are kept. You will let them help without embarrassment. Help offered in love carries no debt. You will regain respect for your focus as if it were a living companion. Focus asks for nourishment and receives it as silence, lists, and prepared spaces. Prepared spaces treat you like someone worth preparing for. The story you tell yourself about time becomes generous. Time responds by becoming generous in return. Generosity and time make a covenant that multiplies minutes into meaning. Choose one place in your home to be a sanctuary for thought. Keep it clear and kind. Let your mind associate that space with clarity the way a bird associates a branch with landing. You will keep promises to your body with the same seriousness as promises to your calendar. Water, movement, and rest stop being negotiable. Negotiable needs were the old weather, and the forecast has changed. A task that felt jagged becomes smooth when you divide it into segments that fit your hour. Segments remove shame from beginnings. Shame does not survive when progress has a shape. Your speech will lean toward calm precision rather than dramatic emphasis. Precision arrives like a well-cut key. Keys open without breaking doors. A habit of delaying joy until after every task will retire. Joy walks with you rather than waiting at the finish line. Companionship with joy increases endurance. An unexpected eye will speak your name with uncomplicated respect. You will feel how safety sounds. Safety sounds like breathable air in a formerly crowded room. You will learn the discipline of stopping on purpose. Stopping is not quitting. Stopping is an act of stewardship that protects momentum. The version of you that needed constant proof is ready to rest. Proof is replaced by presence. Presence gathers evidence quietly over time. You will build small systems that carry big weight. Systems free your mind from remembering what paper can hold. Freedom of mind becomes room for imagination to work. A letter you hesitated to send is now ready. The tone is honest and kind. Honest and kind travel farther than clever and urgent. You will identify a threshold of effort that produces the best quality without burning the edges of your spirit. A threshold becomes your lane. Lanes keep you swift and safe. Someone who thrives on confusion will discover that your clarity is not for sale. Their games lose power at the door of your yes and no. Doors like yours learn to close without guilt. Your relationship with feedback becomes mature. You harvest what nourishes and compost what does not. Nothing goes to waste when humility leads. Silence returns to being a tool rather than a punishment. You will sit in it like a craftsman sharpening a blade. Sharpening is not glamorous, but it guarantees clean cuts. A project that mirrors your deeper values will choose you. It will not require you to bend into shapes that hurt. Sacred work fits like breathable fabric. You will greet your younger self with warmth and release them from running the controls. Gratitude bows to what they survived. Leadership takes the wheel with steady hands. The hour in front of you answers to preparation. Preparation whispers a confidence that volume cannot imitate. Confidence like that turns keys in difficult lives. An invitation to overextend will arrive wrapped in praise. Praise does not equal alignment. Alignment is measured by peace that remains after the applause fades. You will practice the courage to finish imperfectly when perfection blocks completion. Completion opens the next door. Perfection in the wrong moment closes windows that wanted to help. Your calendar will show evidence of your values rather than only your obligations. Evidence speaks louder than intention. Intention matures into reality when scheduled. You will choose to be predictable in the best way. People will learn. They can rely on your word without chasing you. Reliability is a quiet crown. The old pattern of rescuing everyone before asking whether they want to be rescued is closing. You will offer support without stealing responsibility. Shared responsibility makes freedom sustainable. A sentence you repeat each morning will frame your day like a doorway. Keep it simple and strong. Simple and strong carries farther than ornate and unstable. You will sort your tasks by energy rather than fantasy. Fantasy demands fireworks. Energy respects fuel. Respect for fuel keeps the engine healthy for the long road. There is money that belongs to your integrity. It will not arrive through manipulation. It arrives through value delivered with dignity. You will recognize real partnership by its mutuality. Mutuality feels like evenly yoked oxen moving a plow through good ground. Good ground gives way to honest labor. A threshold of visibility waits and you will step across without apology. Apology once acted as your pass into rooms that did not deserve you. The new rooms welcome your full height. A friend will point out at strength you thought was ordinary. Ordinary to you is extraordinary to those untrained in your laying. Value what comes easily because ease often reveals assignment. Your creative well will refill from sources you once dismissed as too simple. Walks, handwritten notes, folded laundry, and clean countertops will become part of your studio. Studios thrive when life and art nourish each other. You will stop arguing with outcomes that do not belong to you. Outcomes can be informed but not controlled. Control leaves when stewardship stands up. The way you use your name in introductions will change. You will say it like an address where peace lives. People will feel invited rather than mourned. You will give your focus a curfew. After that hour, your mind clocks out and rests. Rested focus returns stronger and kinder. An elder will offer a proverb in plain words without ceremony. A simplicity will hit with precision. Precision lands because truth travels light. You will reject the performance of scarcity that taught you to hoard opportunities. You are allowed to choose the right ones and bless the rest. Blessing others releases more than hoarding ever gathers. A quiet audit of your digital life will reduce friction. Notifications will obey you rather than command you. Command over attention becomes command over trajectory. Your relationship with time will feel less like chasing and more like partnering. Partners listen to each other. Listening helps both move together. Anxiety will attempt to rehearse disaster as if rehearsal could purchase safety. Safety comes from alignment and boundaries, not rehearsals of harm. Alignment and boundaries choose your script. You will place a small symbol on your desk as a daily reminder. It might be a key, a feather, or a stone. Symbols help the soul remember what the mind forgets under pressure. A door that stayed shut out of season will open with little effort. Off-season effort made you strong enough to lift it easily. Ease is earned by practice that nobody filmed. You will become fluent in the pause before response. The pause prevents you from renting space in arguments that cannot afford you. Space regained is peace regained. A plan will ask for courage and fairness rather than bravado. Courage and fairness walk well together. Bravado trips where courage blinds. Your gratitude list will begin to include things you once resented. Resentment dissolves when perspective deepens. Depth gathers blessings from underwater places. The measure of success you choose will not break your nervous system. It will bend around health and relationship. Success that does not cost your soul is success that can be cut. You will stop letting the loudest person set the room's temperature. Thermostat rights return to you. You set warmth with grounded presence. A boundary will save a relationship rather than end it. Boundaries remove rot and make space for true connection. True connection grows where respect is enforced. Your voice will carry a new timbre that others trust. Trust takes root in listeners when speakers live their words. Living your words makes microphones unnecessary. You will clear one small debt and feel larger than the number. The numbers tally. Freedom sings. A song becomes a soundtrack to further steps. A tool you already own will suddenly become central to your craft. Familiarity hides brilliance until purpose calls it forward. Purpose has called and the tool is ready. You will experience how kindness to self increases kindness to others without depletion. Depletion was never the proof of virtue. Sustainable kindness is the proof of wisdom. A commitment you feared would feel like a cage will feel like a trellis. Trellises allow growth to climb toward light. Growth without structure sprawls in tires. Your calendar will include regular time for undirected curiosity. Curiosity invites the unexpected solution. Solutions often wait where questions are gentle. You will become difficult to manipulate. Manipulation withers under consistent clarity. Clarity wears armor that does not clank. A personal ritual at the start of your work will switch your mind into creative readiness. The switch saves you from long warm-up laps. Readiness respects your energy. You will reorganize a drawer and discover a forgotten note of encouragement. The timing will feel uncanny and precise. Encouragement has a way of arriving right on time when you prepare a place for it. The way you end your days will become as sacred as the way you begin them. Endings teach beginnings how to behave. Sleep receives the baton from a peaceful closing. You will realize that your best ideas prefer quiet rooms and ordinary walks. Ordinary moments host extraordinary arrivals. Extraordinary work loves ordinary roots. A decision to forgive will remove static from your frequency. Clear frequency receives clear instruction. Clear instruction reduces wasted motion. You will put your name on one thing you make this month with full ownership. Ownership clarifies accountability and joy. Joy deepens when you stand by your work. Your wardrobe will simplify into comfortable dignity. Comfortable dignity travels well and negotiates better. Better negotiations reduce unnecessary fatigue. You will replace doom scrolling with deliberate reading. Deliberate reading plants sentences that bear fruit later. Fruit-bearing sentences are investments that mature on schedule. A quiet confidence will replace old armor. Armor protected you when you were outnumbered. Confidence protects you by aligning you with the right battles. You will drink water before coffee and feel the difference. Small priorities change large outcomes. Outcomes respect the foundations that built them. A mentor from afar will appear through a page, a talk, or a line of music. Receive the guidance without comparing paths. Paths are personal and principles are pourable. You will let your yes mean yes even to yourself. Self-trust is the engine under the hood of your promises. Engines maintained carry long distances without drama. The habit of chasing noise to prove relevance dissolves. Relevance grows where service meets skill. Service and skill locate you where you are needed most. You will lay down the belief that only difficulty legitimizes growth. Growth often wears the face of enjoyment when aligned. Enjoyment can be a sign of right fit. An invitation to a small gathering will matter more than a large stage. Small gatherings host real exchange. Real exchange multiplies into public strength later. You will treat your future self as someone you love. Love sets out clothes the night before and cleans the sink after use. Love makes tomorrow lighter. Your boundaries around creative time will firm without harshness. Hardness was a mask for fear. Firmness with kindness keeps the gate without intimidating the garden. A memory that used to sting will become instructional rather than painful. Instruction carries your hand toward better tools. Better tools produce cleaner lines. You will adjust your environment